So would somebody like to read the verse?
Never you want to recite or I do it?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Evam parampara praptam imam rajashraya vidhu sakalen ihi mehta yoga nashta parantapaha.
The supreme science was thus received through the chain of disciplic succession, and the saintly kings understood in that way. But in course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science as it is appears to be lost. So we heard last week that Krishna was saying that he gave this science, he spoke the science of Bhagavad Gita some millions of years ago to the sun god Vivaswan. Vivaswan spoke to his son Manu. Then Manu gave it to Ikshvaku. So like that, it's been coming. And then it was given to the kings. Manu, he's the king of mankind. Then he gave to Ikshvaku as the king of this planet. Like this, it's coming through disciplic succession, parampara, evam parampara praptam. This supreme science is received through chain of disciplic succession. And then Imam Rajarasha Viduhu, Rajarishi, the kings were Rajarishi, they were saintly kings, and they understood this knowledge in the proper way. But of course, as with time, the succession was gone, the knowledge was lost, and that's why Krishna is speaking again about it. So reading from the purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. It is clearly stated that the Gita was especially meant for the saintly kings because they were to execute its purpose in ruling over the citizens. So why was it given to the kings? So that they can rule the citizens in a proper manner. That is the duty of the administrator, of the government. Before was kings, now it's governments, the leaders, the political leaders. What is their duty? To protect the citizens, protect physically, making sure everyone is living peacefully, all their needs are met, and also making sure everyone has the education that, this human form of life, we have gotten, everything belongs to the Lord, and let's try to make this the last life and go back to the Lord. Certainly, Bhagavad Gita was never meant for the demoniac persons who would dissipate its value for no benefit and would devise all types of interpretations according to personal whims. So we know there are many people, they comment on Bhagavad Gita. Many people. There's so many editions of Bhagavad Gita in the market, so many translations, but they don't speak what the true Bhagavad Gita is. They write their own Gita. Gita is song, Bhagavad is God. So instead of writing the song of God, what Krishna spoke, they write their own song. Some people say, oh, this is all false. Actually, what it means, Panch Pandu, they mean the 5 senses, and Kurukshetra means our body. So they just make up some kind of hodgepodge and bewilder everyone more. But that was not the original purpose. As soon as the original purpose was scattered by the motives of the unscrupulous commentators, there arose the need to re-establish the disciplic succession. 5,000 years ago, it was detected by the Lord himself that the disciplic succession was broken. And therefore, he declared that the purpose of the Gita appeared to be lost. So Krishna saw 5,000 years ago that this knowledge is not being given properly. So he spoke again the Bhagavad Gita. He understood that so many kings had become demoniac. That's why he wanted everyone to be killed at one time in the Kurukshetra war. And he wanted the Yudhishthira to become the emperor of the world because he knew that Yudhishthira is a devotee. He's going to properly take care of the citizens, not only materially, not only in the physical body, but he's going to help them in their spiritual life. That's how Krishna is. He's always wanting to help us come back to him. So in the same way, at the present moment, there are also so many editions of the Gita, especially in English, but almost all of them are not according to authorized disciplic succession. Now, there are innumerable interpretations rendered by different mundane scholars, but almost all of them do not accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna, although they make a good business on the words of Sri Krishna. So many, I mean, I have personally read Bhagavad Gita when I was young by another author. And I really couldn't understand. I got more confused than I already was. I couldn't understand what was being said. I don't even think they mentioned Krishna in there, And because I was like, oh, Bhagavad Gita is the most revered scripture, should read it. But there are so many editions that was like bewildering, mind-boggling, creating more confusion than actually started off with. And so, but what they're making good business. They can become famous like that. But this spirit is demoniac because demons do not believe in God, but simply enjoy the property of the Supreme. Bhagavad Gita is spoken by Krishna. That's how we need to speak about it, as Krishna spoke it and as Arjuna understood it. That is the proper way to receive this most important knowledge. Since there is a great need of an edition of the Gita in English, as it is received by the Parampara, disciplic succession system, an attempt is made herewith to fulfill this great want. Bhagavad Gita, accepted as it is a great boon to humanity. But if it is accepted as a treatise of philosophical speculations, it is simply a waste of time. So this is the reason Prabhupada, he translated the Bhagavad Gita in English and called it Bhagavad Gita as it is. Because he was seeing that there is no proper Bhagavad Gita in the market and people were just getting misguided, nothing to do with Krishna, and people are writing all sorts of things. And so the importance of Bhagavad Gita is lost then. The reason why it is spoken is lost. Then, as he's saying, it's simply a waste of time. Then we think we are reading Bhagavad Gita, but it's just like any other book, just like any other book. Philosophical speculation, wasting time in mental jugglery with different words, misinterpreting, or this thing I think means like that. There was some politician some time ago, he was also coming up with this thing, that Krishna, he's not God. He's just a tribal king. That's why he's black. He's a tribal king. Just imagine. Then people think they can comment anything about Krishna. And so that's why there was such a need to reestablish this Bhagavad Gita as it is, to understand Krishna's position. And why is it so important? Because Krishna says in the 4th chapter, we'll hear a little later, he says that anyone who can understand the nature of my appearance and activities does not need to take his birth again in this material world, but comes and lives with me in the spiritual abode. We just have to understand, Krishna is God. His activities are spiritual. They're inconceivable. By trying to understand, we don't need to come back here to the material world. We are liberated. Go back home. Finish birth, death, old age, disease. No more. Just go back. That's why it's so important to understand Krishna's position, our position. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Any questions or comments?
So people, Hare Krishna.
Yes. Hare Krishna.
So people making all the comments, all their own versions of Bhagavad Gita, that also is a part of their free will, right?
Oh, yes. Yes, that's a part of their free will.
So what is the result? What is the result of that?
You mean because they're misguiding themselves and others?
Yeah, what is because they
the
are speaking.
Shastras say.
Like, you know, if I read word by word, and as per the dictionary meaning, if I translate to the world, though I'm playing a role, having a free will, okay, and I'm exactly translating it as per dictionary meaning, you won't it won't solve, though it won't solve the purpose, but still you cannot say that, okay, uh, I'm speaking anything wrong. Like, you know, if you get my meaning, if he's saying as per the dictionary, like, you know, he speaks out all the words, but what will be the result of that? My question is.
So if really somebody is writing as per the dictionary, then this is Bhagavad Gita as it is that you are reading. That's the reason Prabhupada has given word-to-word translation. Word to word he's given. And then because Krishna, he's saying that this science can be revealed to a devotee. So we need to hear, just now we said that we need to hear this science in the parampara system. Means what? We need to hear from a devotee. So we don't want to become Sanskrit scholars. That is not the purpose why Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah, so my question is that what is the result of their actions, of their free will?
Well,
who are
everyone,
misguiding?
see, if somebody is misguiding, many misinterpret, right? That Krishna, there's no Krishna, it just means something black. And then the 5 Pandus, they don't exist. It's just our 5 senses. The Kurukshetra does not exist. It just means our body. And, you know, so this is just misguiding, right? Misguiding people's faith. Then the Shastras say that if we misguide somebody, misguide their faith, means we are sitting in a stone boat on the ocean. And with that boat, we are going to dive down to the deepest hellish planets. So it's a very, very dangerous thing to do for ourselves. Sure, we may get some name, fame, worship, adoration, we may get famous, but then at what cost? We are going to be going to the hellish planets if we are going to misguide people in their faith. Why? Why is it like that? Oh, sitting in a stone boat, going to the hellish planets. What did I do wrong? I'm just speaking what I'm thinking. I thought it is this. What wrong did I do? Well, because then we are misguiding people's faith. It's only this human form of life that we all have, that we can get out of this material world.
But surely the one who's doing this is not aware of this result, right?
So then we have to be aware before we speak. How can we speak of something if we don't know? Then it's mental speculation, right? That means I'm just believing you then, according to, or not, I mean to say not you, but whoever that person is, and believing on his thoughts. But then what value is that? That doesn't mean it's the truth. So it's still misguiding.
My point is that we have always come across, every one of us has come across such individuals, and they have their own opinion also. Like, you know, what we are talking about the results, for example, okay, what we are talking about the results of such kind of people misinterpreting and misguiding other devotees or other individuals. They have the same opinion also. What I mean to say is that they also have the same opinion that if you don't explain Bhagavad Gita the way I am saying, you will have such and such result. So, like, you know,
see, Bhagavad Gita does not have to be said according to my opinion or to your opinion. Bhagavad Gita has to be said according to what Krishna has said. That's the point. That's the whole thing.
That's why there is a need of disciplic succession or a devotees to explain us the Bhagavad Gita.
Exactly. Exactly. Yes. That's what Krishna is just saying. We are hearing this, that you need to hear it in the disciplic succession. Because we need to hear, as Krishna has spoken, it is his song. This is Krishna's song, Bhagavad Gita, song of God. But if I'm going to think, oh, I will write my opinion of Bhagavad Gita, then it becomes my song. How does it become Krishna's song? Right?
Yeah, I understood. Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you. Very important point. Thank you so much. Yes, you brought out the point, the importance of hearing in the parampara system to get the correct understanding of Krishna, what Krishna is saying. So, were there any questions or any other comments? Anybody else wanted to add anything?
No, all good.
Okay, then we'll read the next verse.
Sorry,
Yes.
I couldn't unmute. So regarding this, what you're saying, Shilpa, that people concoct their own thing, which is true, which I personally experienced as well. If you remember the satsang we used to have in the house, so they spoke about the Gita also. They spoke about the Bhagavad Gita and all that, but they also said, yeah, it is saying Krishna, but you are Krishna yourself, you're God yourself. That's what they said, And that time the intelligence wasn't there to understand, just believed whatever they said, it was so convincing that you're God yourself. And for practical use, that what they were saying, if Krishna is there in you and everybody, so we all are the same. So yeah, Krishna, we all are part and parcel of Krishna, but we are not God ourselves. We are part and parcel of God.
Yeah.
So it was a twisting of the words and the understanding. So it's very important, the disciplic succession. I think because, like this, people just say from their own mental speculation. And for years we believed that, it was such a baggage we were carrying. And then when we actually introduced ISKCON, couldn't understand so many things because for so many years we heard something else. So I had to start again. So what a waste of time actually listening to people who do not have a disciplic succession.
So true. Thank you. Yes, thank you. That's exactly. And so because of this misguiding people's faith, yeah, it's so true that we need to hear in the parampara system, hear in the disciplic succession, so
And
we can understand the true knowledge.
Yeah. And if you see, ISKCON has been built in such a way, the society, that other gurus may come, go, the disciples, but ISKCON stays firm. ISKCON is still there. Whereas others who do not follow disciplic succession, that doesn't last. That doesn't even last. What they're preaching, they gets divided and subdivided and further subdivided into different groups and all that, But ISKCON stays firm because there is a body. It's Prabhupada saw what was happening at that time, and then he built the society in such a way that certain rules, certain regulations, how it should be done. Everybody follow this. So it was because he wanted this to just carry on. He didn't do it for his own personal gain. Firstly, he did it for us. That is why he set all those rules. These people nowadays, they don't do any of that. So we can see it's very important, the intention, why it's done, what they are doing, for who. It's very important. And that you will get only from disciplic succession, not like that, because they will not have the intelligence only to think like that, because they're doing it for their sense gratification. That is what I conclude, actually.
Yes, so true. Thank you. Yes, thank you for sharing your personal experience. And because not many people are willing to share what they went through and how they actually overcame it. But thank you so much. It's true, you just feel, oh my God, what a waste. I was listening to it. But then, of course, it's your good fortune somehow. Your sincerity, your good fortune.
Hundreds of people used to come to the satsang, that. I mean, twice, thrice a week, there were people there. And they used to eat, food not meant for human consumption.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
They said, this is also part of God only. What? I mean, how? What sense?
Mm.
So
Oh.
weird, man.
Yeah, this is how then they misinterpret, whereas Krishna clearly says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 15, Mamaivam Sajiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana Manasastanindya, that all the living entities are my eternal fragmental parts and parcels. And he says, Aham Bija Pradapita. He repeatedly keeps saying in the Bhagavad Gita that I am the seed-giving father. Then all the living entities are my parts and parcels. Everything is strung onto me. Everything is coming from me. I am maintaining everyone. I am the Supreme Lord. He is spoken again and again as Bhagwan Uvacha, Sri Bhagwan Uvacha. Srila Vyasadeva, whenever he's saying that Krishna spoke certain words, he keeps saying Sri Bhagwan Uvacha to immediately put that, Lord Krishna. So important to hear from a devotee, That's why Bhagavad Gita needs to be heard from a devotee. And because if we hear from somebody who's not a devotee, okay, suppose we just hear from a Sanskrit scholar, for example. Just now, as Vishal was saying, somebody who perfect Sanskrit, because Bhagavad Gita is spoken in Sanskrit. Okay, so they will translate it in a way which is going to be very scholarly and Sanskrit. But how are we hearing it as Krishna spoke it? Okay, you're going to make me a Sanskrit scholar, but Krishna does not want me to become a Sanskrit scholar. He wants me to understand my true position.
Yeah.
And if we hear from mental speculators, as you just said, that you were hearing initially from people who are just, according to them, this is what it is, then we are totally misguided, and that we think that all of us are God then. Where's that going to take us? So we need to always hear Bhagavad Gita from a devotee. And as you rightly said, in the disciplic succession, Krishna himself is saying that. We just read that verse, that the science is heard in the parampara, evam parampara praptam, has to be heard in disciplic succession, so that the knowledge we are receiving is the perfect knowledge as Krishna is speaking it. Many people don't understand or realize how important it is to hear from the right source. So really thank you for bringing up this very important points.
Though I must add, in that satsang, they used to actually explain on a day-to-day basis how you must treat people, which was very nice, which they said, treat the people who are working for you just like yourself, and, give them that respect. They are serving you. So all that was very nice. So, people learned how to deal with their co-workers or people working in the house or, whatever, anybody. So all that was nice. But the main thing about the Atma was totally wrong.
Yeah, that's the main thing. But even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the speech, how we should speak to each other, speech in the mode of goodness, passion, and ignorance.
Yes.
We are going to hear, Krishna says, speak pleasing words, don't speak sharp cutting words, don't pierce other people's heart with your words. We are going to hear all this. He is speaking all this. It's just we need to follow. We need a devotee to explain to us. And that's what Srila Prabhupada's great credit is, that he explained to us clearly what is what.
And you have to be a submissive listener. That's very important. You have to listen submissively. Only then it will go in and you will understand. That's what I've realized also.
Because initially you would be probably having that because you're used to a certain thing and suddenly you're hearing something new.
Yes. But the desire was there, so one gets connected.
So true. Yes, we have to hear submissively and attentively. Yeah, in that mood only we will be able to understand. Yes.
Yeah.
So true. Thank you. Thank you
Hare
for
Krishna.
giving us these very important points. Thank you so much.
Actually, I have also heard, or actually, I also believe in one thing, that it's just about the connection, whoever voice or whoever personality, the personality of a person, we are immediately attached or immediately we are connected to. We we will hear him, though he's speaking correct or wrong. It's like it happens with everybody's family also. I feel that not every child will hear or listen to their parents, but that very child from his very best friend, or any neighbor or teacher and all that, he will be submissive. He will be listening to him or her more attentively than compared to his own parents. I also believe that yes, this is a fact. You get connected. So we all listening to you. Yes. So there is though we find on YouTube lot of videos where we can learn every day. In fact, they have a channel also. But because we feel connected with you, we understand what you say. That's how that also plays a very, very important role in connection. I feel that.
Because we know her and we trust her. That's why we know she's not doing it for her own gain.
So one thing is very important. Thank you, Vishal, for saying that. But you see, now, thank you very much. But what you have to see is, what I'm saying is correct or no? What am I talking from? That is important. I do understand that, okay, we do get attracted because you're a devotee. So I think you already know who you should hear from, right? You will know that you will hear from a devotee itself, but somebody else who really still doesn't know who should he actually hear from. So what is the criteria? We need to hear from somebody who has heard from their guru, and the original is Krishna, speaking from authority. Otherwise, see, if I was telling you something, and just because you think, oh, I'm a very good speaker, you might get carried away in my own mental speculation.
No, this is what is happening. No, this is what is happening. Who are not devotees, or who are not following Krishna. This is what is happening in the world right now.
Yeah. So we need to teach people.
And it is very easy to get carried away, even by a devotee also. I feel. Suppose my very good friend, my family, my father, and all that. He takes me to a satsang. Let's say, for example, let's just go and attend the satsang. Okay, you don't have to do it, or you don't have to follow and all that. But it's okay if I have to if I have to obey my father's order to just go and sit in this very satsang. Okay, so it's just because that I have a connection with him, and I believe, okay, he will not do wrong to me. He will not be wrong to me, and he's just asking me to go and sit and listen to somebody. Though that person comes or not comes under discipline succession, but still, I got carried away. But because of my connection with somebody who took me towards it, and it's happening everywhere. It's happening everywhere. I feel
Yes, it's right. What you're pointing out is very right. It's true. It is a problem. And so we need to explain to ourselves and explain to others. I keep giving the examples. If we want to become an expert in something, we have to go to the expert. If we want to become a doctor, and if I say, my mother says, oh, you want to become a doctor, right? Come, I'll take you a shortcut, I know this person, and this person can teach you very well, and you will become a doctor very shortcut. No time, no need to spend so much money and so much years, Instead, but she's my mother.
That's because that word shortcut pleases me. It's like so many times people are they are not so fortunate that though they are being told that, okay, you hearing this particular, coming to the session, in fact, people are I'm very sure, so many people, they know about the sessions going on right now, but it is just that connection, yours connection, and the words coming out. Okay, is that, and I have it touches me or no? People, for example, it's happening everywhere. Yes, and I agree with one point that okay, it has to be your fortune also. The fortune plays a very, very, very big role, and
Yeah.
and our parents or anybody cannot be blamed. They are just telling us or giving us the shortcut method and all that. People are looking for solutions, right? This world has become like people just want solution. They want to just
No,
get away
see,
from.
listen, Vishal, it's not a matter of blame. Say, let me finish the example, what I'm saying. It's not a matter of blame. And what you're saying is also right. What's the desire? So if my desire is just shortcut, I will go and try to learn under somebody. But the end of that time, I realize I'm not become an expert doctor. I'm not able to cure anybody, nor is any hospital going to employ me. But if I really want to become a doctor, I enroll myself in an education system, in a university, which is recognized by the board of medical board, that I know for sure, if I take knowledge from here, I will get a doctor's degree. And then I train under a doctor. And then I am a professional doctor, certified, no doubt about it. So same is with spiritual knowledge, which is the most important for us. We do so much research for so many other unimportant things. But for spiritual knowledge, we think, oh, I will just hear from anybody, no matter somebody's appearing to be some pseudo spiritualist, also I will hear, doesn't matter.
Hare Krishna.
So we need to hear from authority. As you correctly pointed out, desire, yes. And then, of course, if we are hearing from authority, we know we are hearing from authority, then, of course, there are many speakers. That's our personal choice. And I'm grateful to you that you feel that you're able to understand what I'm speaking. So I'm grateful to you for hearing. Yeah,
No,
that is okay. That's all.
What is happening actually, I'm it's very simple for me to understand. Okay, I am sure all of you must be understanding. You must have understood long time ago, or you are all aware, or you are seeing around. What I simply understood is that a person who's struggling in any form or any field or anywhere in life, okay, he is looking up to somebody. He's looking up to somebody, if I'm struggling in business, so I'm definitely looking out for somebody who is not struggling and who has the solution, who is also doing the same, who is also on the same line, and he is not struggling and I am struggling. So if that person I am connected with, if he says yes, you can follow these steps, and then you can come out of your problem. But that solution is not guaranteed for me. But still, because I know that he is out of the problem which I am facing right now, or he's not facing the problem which I am facing right now, I have no problem in trying his way of his solution. So if that very person says, okay, I am successful, if I'm seeing that okay, he is successful because he is doing so and so, though it's wrong, I will not hesitate to try, because he has set an example of being successful, which I am looking for.
That's right. It's so true. Yes.
So this is what I understood, that okay, you are everyone is having this problem, they are looking up to, they don't have, people are losing their instinct, people are literally losing their instinct, and that's what it's the word peer pressure, I think so, comes out of.
Well, not only instinct. I mean, I wouldn't say losing instinct. Of course, we do take encouragement from each other. We learn from each other. And if somebody has gotten what I'm looking for, then of course I will follow in their path. And that is what the parampara is all about. That is what the parampara is all about, because these devotees, they have traversed this path and they're showing in us this path, and they're just saying, follow this path. You know, they are telling us, oh, you want to get out of the material world? It's so easy. Just hear and chant. We just have to follow them. We don't need to imitate them. So they are setting the example. What you say is right. Whatever I'm looking for, I will try to find somebody who is an expert in that, who has already gone through it. So same is very applicable to our spiritual life.
Yeah, my reference is that out of so many people who knows about the session going on, and one who are right now attending the ones, I'm saying that what really pleases them or what they are actually looking for solutions is it's they must be not they it that that connection may not be there. Okay, that Shilpa Mataji will give me the solution to my problems, or this session will give me because they are not looking for this solution. It is that okay, jo hoga dekh lenge, aage kisne dekha hai, nobody who has seen that. So that's what I mean to say, that's what the connection is all about. People who are looking, they may have faith in Lord, but it's not that connection. People are not getting connected, and okay, I won't blame their fortune, but it is their free will.
Yeah, we each have a free will. Yeah.
So this is a problem I see the people are facing right now. It's not their mistake. It's just it has become too much. I strongly believe that okay, people are losing instinct, the basic instinct. They are it's the power is getting of the basic instinct is getting reduced day by day. They are all depending on each other, and they are looking up to wrong people. They're having wrong association.
Yes. Yeah, we don't know who's the authority and how to follow the authority. Yeah. So
I'm sorry, took long time. Please.
No, that's fine. Thank you for your encouragement and discussion. And well, of course, they have a free will. They can hear from anybody, but just hear from devotees. That is my request. That you want to encourage people to hear. They don't have to come and hear to our session. They can hear from any other devotee who's speaking in parampara system, because each person has their different as you say, they get attracted to some person the way another person is speaking. That's okay. We need different spices.
Can you also, just for my reference, can you just help me out, apart from ISKCON, which other institution or which other disciplic succession people can be suggested?
There are four sampradayas. There are four sampradayas which are authorized by Krishna. So what are the four sampradayas? One is the Brahma sampradaya, starting from Lord Brahma. And ISKCON is coming from that sampradaya. ISKCON is coming from the Brahma Madhva Gaudiya sampradaya. So Brahmaji, Narad Muni, then Vyasadev coming to Madhvacharya, eventually came to Lord Chaitanya. That's why we are called Gaudiya sampradaya, because it's coming early, because Lord Chaitanya is there. Then the second sampradaya, well, I don't know the order, but anyway, the other sampradaya is starting from the four Kumaras. They are the four Kumaras, Sananda. They are the four sons of Brahma. So a sampradaya which is coming from them, which started from them. Then there is Rudra sampradaya, which starts from Lord Shiva. And then there is another sampradaya called the Sri Vaishnava, which starts from Lakshmi Devi. They are the Sri sampradaya. And so if we are strictly following the principles which are coming from these sampradayas, they are the bona fide authorities to reach to Krishna. But if you ask me personally who they are, then I don't know. I mean, because I'm very happy and satisfied where I am, and I know it's a bona fide sampradaya that I am in, so I don't look around for anything else. But suppose somebody is saying that they are coming from the Rudra Sampradaya, which is Lord Shiva, then they have to be sure, are they really following Lord Shiva's teachings? Are they really in that disciplic succession, guru to guru guru, or just making up things and following somebody who's just making up things? So these are the 4 authoritative sampradayas that we can reach to Krishna, reach to the Supreme Lord. There is no other way. These are the authorities to reach the Supreme Lord, to reach our destination. Is that okay?
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna. So there are many, like so many philosophers or thinkers, but then they are just philosophers and thinkers. They're not really in the sampradaya, not really that have been given certificate by Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Thank you for bringing up this important points. So it's already 5, Shall we stop here for today? And we can continue reading next week. And we can chant 1 round for whoever has the time. I'm sorry it went a little over time today, but we were speaking on important things. So Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.